All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRakakwadash, Barakathum. Give honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and to all the occupants across the globe, pushing the word of truth and the sincerity. I want to say Shalom. The Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of our people, Jake, they're wearing shirts and they're making these blogs and these videos about, getting along with Esau, joining his side and saying white lives matter and, end racism and things like that. Esau out here, what we do know, he uses controlled opposition. He uses propaganda. All right, he uses he plays on the emotional side of people, and he's not very persuasive. Not only is he a cunning hunter, he's his tongue is poison. So if you are not awake, if you're not uh, uh, aware of his tactics, then yes, you're gonna be ensnared and entangled by his delivery, his speeches. And we must remember that this Edomite, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right, has never been for our turn. He's never been willing to help us. All right, and although he sets these so-called policies and things in place, all right, he's known to take the rough one, but he broke every single one of the treaty he had with Gad. You see, although he allowed you to integrate and vote and all these, he still manipulates and amends his own policies to undermine your ability to be not necessarily equal, because we're greater than them as a nation, but your equality in his eyes will never be. You will never be equal. All right, he's always going to show you that he's against you, and what more did he have to do? All right, not only even according to history, but modern day, to show you that he is and will always be the devil in human form. So though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. He speaks peaceably. All right, his words are smoother than butter. All right, he takes these $100 words and he uses them to soothe you, to mellow you out. All right, just so he can lull you to sleep and persuade you that what he's doing is right for everybody. But even with your own eyes, you're seeing the things that he's doing is not only wicked. All right, it's violent, it's ruthless, it's non-compassion that he has upon the people that are not on his side. So though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet took good heed and beware of him. All right, you always gotta be worried about those super lowly ass people, man. Always trying to out humble you, and he's always trying to be a victim. Turning things around and manipulating scenarios to make it seem like he's been wronged. In all actuality, he's the one that's going on raping, robbing, murdering, and pillaging the lands. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Like looking in the mirror, man, he's still who he is. No matter what charade he tries to put on, no matter what image he tries to portray, all right, he's always going to be that serpent. He's always going to be that devil. All right, that leopard that cannot change his spots. All right, he's still that same man, no matter how much he tries to cover himself up. You know, it says, "Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, you stand up in thy place. You let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou, as the last, remember my words and be pricked therewith." Right, man. And what just came to mind now was all the inventions and ideas that Jake has had. All right, the blueprints, you know, the inventions that Jake has made, or Esau took in those, man. Jake was making a lot of inventions during slavery, during segregation, even beforehand that he has taken and gave no account of the labors of the inventions, of the rightful owners of those patents. You see, Esau is not original. What he does is go around. All right, I'm taking from different cultures, blending them to make them his own, and it brings out confusion. All right. It says, "Who will pity a charmer that has been with a serpent, or any such as come not wild beast?" Right. You know, and if you have a mindset of him thinking, of you thinking that he's for your turn, or you thinking that he's here to help you, all right, to get better, to have a better life, then you're sadly mistaken. All right, let's get this real quick. Let's get this. Sirach 13 and 1, it says, "He that toucheth pit shall be defiled therewith, and he that have fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him." You know, these guys, you got Jake out here, you know, taking up for Esau Edom. You got Jake out here wearing these shirts and joining protests. All right, you know, you got Jake out here sticking up for the white man and his wickedness. So when the Lord comes, all right, you're gonna be just as guilty as Esau Edom. All right. To burden on thyself above thy power while thou livest, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself. For how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together? For the one be smitten against the other, it shall be broken. You know, and you see that, you know, that people, you know, in the entertainment world, you know, in the acting world, and the music world, and sports world, and these politicians who try to go against the grain. All right, you know, you so wanted to be in that inner circle. You so want to be rubbing elbows with these gatekeepers that they give you some crumbs off his table, and they get you to promote over sexualization of our children, putting homosexuality in our communities. Got you on the grand stage, painting your fingernails and wearing dresses, doing these movies and videos that further um, uh, uh, further push the stereotypes of our people. Okay, but the moment that you speak out against them, saying that, you know, the Lord is black, or that you're an Israelite, or that what's going on is wrong, speaking out against the jump shot, now you become an enemy of the state. You see, and the more you and depending on the offense that you have committed against your master, because your master is the dollar bill, all right, your master is Esau Edom, he's gonna show you that you're not above the your master. All right, that's why you got the celebrities going to jail, doing his time, because they didn't grease the right hands, man. You're going against the system that allows you to be who you are, And now you're trying to set somebody straight and trying to so-called wake up people. You're not going to allow that. That's why he doesn't allow these entertainers and these people with money to open up um, um, uh, literacy schools and things that help promote, all right, and strengthen the family values and the core structure, all right, dynamic of our broken down homes as being Israelites. You know, you're not allowed to do certain things. He's not giving you that money to build aeronautical schools for black people, man. All right. When you take the devil's purse, you gotta do the devil's work. And the devil's work has nothing to do with the furtherance, all right, of Israel. I remember NAACP when I first understood National Advancement Association of Colored People. He's not gonna allow you to advance. All right. The leader of the NAACP is a Caucasian man or lady, one of the two. They're Edomites. BET was sold to an Edomite. You see? So anything that you put your hand to, not only is it not going to prosper, you got to have Esau Edom, all right, in the midst of it. If not, you're not going to be successful, man. All right? It says the rich man has done wrong, and yet he threatens withal. The poor is wrong, and he must treat also right, man. John J. Trump knows the thing that he's doing is inhumane and hypocritical. According to his track record, yeah, when you speak up against him, you're gonna be a terrorist of the state, an enemy of the state. Anybody speaking out against him is worthy of getting his rights stripped and arrested and prosecuted. You see, when Esau does wrong, you speak out against it. He threatens you with um, incarceration, loss of benefits. But when Jake speak out against himself, speak out against Esau about the injustices, about the inconsistencies of his words, Jacob told to shut up and just dribble. You see? Or he has to go on public television and recant the statements and make a public apology and beg for forgiveness to keep receiving the benefits, all right, of the hand that feeds him. It says, if thou be for a prophet, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. Right? You know, that's why there's a short life in the entertainment world. All right, unless you have played the game by the rules that's been set before you and you stay in line. All right, but whenever, but the moment you don't become hot or profitable, like I said, profit as in Profit, so you're not making him no money, he doesn't need you. If you think you're going to be a rebel or a problem, he'll blackball you. He'll put out false information about you. You make the world believe, all right, that you're crazy, that you're wicked, that you're doing all these egregious acts to strip away your popularity, your fans. Okay. If I have anything, he won't live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. Right, man? All right? If he can use you in any kind of way, all right? If you can use if you have anything that he has, he will stand by thee. You know, tell you, yeah, go ahead. You know, he finds a way to stick a pause into your ideas, into your suggestions, into your inventions. All right? There's a lot of things that have been built and invented that have been profitable for not only for Jake, but for the world. Traffic lights are across the world. You see? Light bulbs are across the world. So if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. You speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? All right? And if he needs you, he's gonna make everything glitter and glamour and shine before you. You know, give you all the desires of your carnal spirit, the things of the world he can give to you, man. Like Satan tried to bribe Yahweh Shai by showing him the kingdoms at their peak. You know? You see, but the things that Esau gives you are not his to give. He's really giving you the things that you already rightfully own. Land, money, all right? But we have to wait till we get on the other side into our kingdom to fully understand and to righteously obtain these things and possess these things and do these things in a righteous manner instead of having corrupted gifts. You see? Or you want money, clothes, cars, and hoes, I can get that to you. You know? That's all that Jake want, man. Jake just want to have something, man. And they'll sell their soul or just for a crumb, all right? Just for a drop in the bucket of Esau's wealth, you know? It says, and he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice, and the last he will laugh thee to scorn. Afterward, when he seeth thee, he will forsake thee, shaking-headed thee. All right, man, he's going to shame you, all right, by putting you in dresses, by having you defending his causes, by putting your face on his wickedness, i.e., being a front runners of the Black Lives Matter and the homosexuality community. He puts you on television to take the COVID shot. Now they're telling you to have mercy and compassion, that we're all the same, we all bleed red. You're joining hand in hand with them, man. You see? When you're done running them touchdowns, when you're done making them records, when you're done, your courses ran out, he tosses you to the side and find a newer version, a worse version. You see? When you're out in the home, you know, when you spend all your money, you wasn't taught money literacy or investments. When you're out there moving back in, you know, living on the street, you're gonna have TMZ videos, and you know, paparazzi all in your face, talking about look how far he's fell off, and you know, look at him, he's on drugs, he's crazy, and things like that, and blast you on all social media, man. It says, beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy validity, man. All right, you people are being deceived. You people are being run amok, led astray, bamboozled. All right, by the lives of Esau Edom, by his characteristics, by his words. You see, you think that you're in a good estate by speaking with him, by joining his hand. All right, but this world that he has planned in the future coming doesn't have you in mind. All right, to him, you're just a regular ass nigga, man, making videos, man. And he's gonna show you in the end, all right, that your way of thinking is gonna get you nothing but oppression, but misery, but more tightening of those draconian laws. All right. While you're thinking that you're a good case, he started setting up the okey doke for you, putting the rug up on you. Let's get this real quick. I'm gonna end it. Proverbs 12, Proverbs 11 And 21 says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Here's another one. Man, that is it. You know? So you join hand in hand, you consider the wicked, and you're gonna receive a wicked reward. Alright? You're gonna get thrown in the concentration camps. Alright, you're gonna get thrown the re-education camps, prisons, going before the judge. Ultimately, you're gonna be the one taking that chip, which is gonna seal your final lot. You're going against Yahweh Shemi Shai. You have trusted in lies, man. Alright? And that's what you have to look forward to, is destruction. With that, I'm going to say Shalom and a Baba Bar.